As always, a link will be down in the description box for you to click on, hence the clink. The Division 2 Update 1.20, aka Title Update 8.4, is now out. Let's get right into it. Seasonal Manhunt has changed to allow progress at normal difficulty and above. This will make playing together easier, as all players will gain progress no matter what difficulty was set by the group leader. Seasonal Manhunt is receiving a button in the Manhunt UI that allows players to reset the Manhunt to replay it. This allows players to reset the progress specifically and without changing the global difficulty. This also means changing the global difficulty will not reset the Seasonal Manhunt, and players are required to reset it via the Seasonal Manhunt UI. Coyote's mask will drop from Coyote with an increased drop chance on higher difficulties. We're also looking into providing the mask for players that have not received them even though they reach season rank 35, increasing the reward quality for the following open world activities to be in line with other activities: public execution, settlement blockade, and propaganda broadcast. Reward caches from conflict matches at maximum level are now of high end quality. Balancing changes. Developer note: the game was tuned in a way that playing the exact same enemy composition at higher difficulties and higher player counts would match to be expected gear of that difficulty and extra players added. However, since the game also adds more elites and veterans to accommodate a higher difficulty and player counts, this caused tuning to overcompensate health and damage higher than intended. We are thus lowering many of these values. Reduce NPC damage output for all difficulties. This applies to all NPCs, and activities and enemies will do less damage to players compared to their current damage output. Reduce NPC health and armor for group scaling. Enemy health and armor scaling for 2, 3, and 4 player groups based on veterancy. This means Red Veteran, Elite, and named enemies will have their health and armor reduced compared to their current values. Additionally, we're adjusting health and armor based on activity difficulty. This applies to hard and challenging difficulties where enemies will have lower health and armor compared to their current values. I needed to catch my breath there. An exception are heroic and legendary difficulty enemies, which will have their health and armor increased to compensate for the group scaling reduction to their values. Developer note: we still intend heroic and legendary to be very challenging, therefore we are increasing the base difficulty to account for the health reductions for co-op scaling. Compared to now, this means heroic and legendary will be a bit harder for solo players and 2-player groups. 3-player difficulty will stay roughly the same, and 4-player difficulty will be easier. Black Tusk specific adjustments, which went live earlier this week: reduce the health of Warhounds, reduce damage of Warhound Sniper, reduce the damage of the 360 spin of Warhound Minigun, increase the intention icon duration for the 360 spin from the Warhound Minigun to give players more time to react. Reduced weak point health of Warhound Grenadiers Control Unit. Support Station. Reduce base health to Support Station. Adjusted health scaling of Support Station with veterancies. Increased likelihood of support stations being deployed in the open away from cover. EMP effects will now damage the support station. Level 30 WT1 to WT5 content. NPC damage, health, and armor will receive additional reductions. Developer note: pre-Warlords of New York content has lower maximum values to weapon damage, skill damage, and armor, etc. than level 31 plus content, so difficulty is now tuned separately for pre-expansion world tier content. PvP balance challenge changes. All PvP weapon damage minus 20%. PvP rifles, an additional minus 10. PvP MMRs, an additional minus 10. Skills: Cluster Seeker Mine, reduce distance to bolt charge from 12 meters to 10. Reduce distance from end to explode from 6 meters to 4 meters. Developer note: these changes should make the Cluster Seeker Mine feel a bit more responsive. Bug fixes: fixed missing dialogue localization for Brazilian Portuguese on Stadia, or causing developer UI elements being visible in the language and settings menu. Implemented improvements for data streaming issues on PS4. Fixed an issue that could cause in-game settings to reset after a player respawn, or causing the seasonal manhunt progress to reset when changing directives, or causing the Apparel Event Urban Jungle schedule to not show correctly in-game, or an issue causing Target Intel to be delivered to the mailbox. This was now removed as Target Intel is no longer used in the game. Or causing the sticky bomb to not damage under certain conditions, or causing the shock trap deploys to be very close together when launched, or an issue causing global difficulty to affect the Operation Dark Hours raid. Right now we have a global difficulty with the COVID-19, but let's not get into that. Fixed an issue causing specializations to not unlock while owning the Ultimate Edition or having purchased the Year 1 bundle, or problems causing Season rewards to be skipped, and instead giving players duplicates when gaining multiple level seasons, or causing the objective complete the Roosevelt Island mission on hard or higher difficulty to not count towards the daily project Outcast Hunt, or an issue that could cause the level 35 season reward to not be delivered, or causing unintended health values on shields, or causing season ranks to be reset, or league mission timers to reset when a rogue encounter wiped the group. And if we're not careful and we don't self-isolate, self-quarantine, practice social distancing, we will wipe our world. Well, maybe not quite that much, but anyhow. So that's it. Man, I sped right through that. Can you believe this is the part where I get to rant now? Can you believe when I was younger, first of all, I was raised French. So don't be fooled, because I don't talk there. Just because I don't sound like that, I had you fooled. Parce que je suis français 100%, mes maudits tabarnak. Je viens de la France. So, with that in mind, I used to have a really hard time reading in English. I used to stutter and trip on my words a lot. And I don't know, I'd like to think I do half decent. I talk really fast and I try to read really fast. I also have ADHD and some learning issues. So, all in all, I think I'm doing all right. I just have to practice quit touching my face, and that should be good. But thankfully, I'm pretty much in quarantine all the time. I never go out anywhere. So, I should be good. There's no one around me, at least that I know of. Is there anybody out there on the roof? No, I should be good. Don't ask me what that was. So, did I already say if you liked the video? Anyways, if you do, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, unlike those other YouTubers, I know I keep going on about this, but it drives me nuts. It absolutely drives me nuts. It really helps to support the channel. Make sure. How about you let people do what they want to do? It's like, give them the choice. You can remind them, like I always pride myself on doing. You know, the whole, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, and I'll give a thumbs up your ass. No, I wouldn't do that, and that's disgusting. But I always like giving people the option. To me, I think that's important. I don't want to pressure people into do something they don't want to do. And then the whole, like, make sure you subscribe, No. I always love saying, if you want to subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated, because obviously that helps support a channel. You don't need to state the obvious. Like, we know what it does. YouTube's been around for almost 2 decades. Well, it's going to be going on 2 decades. We know what the fuck it does to give videos thumbs up and all this kind of stuff. It actually helps the algorithm and potentially push your video more. The more comments are down below, the more engagements there are in your video, the more likely it's actually going to be bumped up the algorithm tier. But you don't ever see anybody go, guys, make sure you comment down below. Because actually commenting will get you a lot more algorithm, stroking, if you will. That was probably not the right choice of words, but you get what I'm saying? Commenting is actually better than just thumbs up, at least from what I know. So, I'm going to shut up now. Thanks for stopping by, boys and girls, or whatever it is you identify as. And I shall see you all in the next video. Bye for now.